Right. Very good afternoon to all our viewers. And we welcome Shreenidhi here with us today. So, hi there, Shreenidhi.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Okay, so hearty congratulations first up. And
Thank you, sir.
glad to have a one or another transition that is successful when you come to the dynamic area of data science.
Yes, sir.
Um, Srinidhi, would you like to start by introducing yourself to everyone?
Yes, sir. Myself, I'm Shreenidhi. I'm from Shivamogga, Karnataka. So I did my engineering in Bangalore, particularly Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering. So I graduated as a mechanical engineer. So after my graduation, I worked as a mechanical engineer in a company, in a small company. Specifically, I worked as a CAE engineer, which is computer aided engineering. And like after working for 2 years in a small company, like I wanted to shift. Like after shifting, I didn't get a very good salary in other companies. Like after getting 2 years of experience as a mechanical engineer,
Right.
the salary was not increasing much. So me and my parents, we thought that this is not for us. Like to get a very good salary, like it takes a lot of like it takes a long time in my field in mechanical engineering. So I had to drop it off and look for IT companies to join IT companies. So it was already a 2 years of gap. I thought that like I lost hope that I'll get a job in IT companies like with my mechanical engineering experience. So I want
Uh-huh.
to join. Like yeah, I wanted to join some institutes where they will coach you regarding IT courses. So I was looking for courses. Like I explored like software development, software testing, web development, app development. Then somebody suggested me about AI and ML. Yeah, like I thought that AI and ML is not for us. Like I'm a non-IT guy. Like AI and ML, it's only for software engineers, computer scientists. For those guys, it's not for us. Then like I wanted to try. Like let's see what it is. Then I explored in Google. Like I started to search in Google regarding AI and ML institutes. Then I find DataMites. I found it interesting. So I approached DataMites in Coodlegate office. We went there. We talked with all the employees. Like they gave us very good hope. In doing the course and placements, placements and such. So like yeah, and after that I joined DataMites.
You
Uh,
came with your parents to the first
yes,
time
sir.
to meet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like yeah, and I joined DataMites in January. January in the sense at the end of December 2023. And I finished my courses on August of 2024. Yeah, I learned a lot in the data mines like programming, Python, AI, ML, deep learning, etc. And we did internship, we did capstone projects, client projects, and like we did in a group. Like we were 5 people, 5 to 6 people in a group. Like we were engaging, learning new stuff and all. So like after that, yeah, I cleared my mock interview in DataMites, and yeah, DataMites provided placements for me. Like I tried different companies. Like after several rejections, now I am landed as a data scientist in Shyena Tech Yarns.
Okay. Right. So wonderful. I think it's quite a very sequential. I think I like the idea that you had at any point you've been very clear about what kind of decisions you wanted to take, and I take it your parents were closely involved in this
Yes, sir.
as well. Okay, so you're still here in Bangalore, right?
Yes,
This
sir.
company is in Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have to. Is
Yeah.
it hybrid or you have to be at office?
Yeah, I have to relocate to Pune.
I see. Okay, all right, and That's okay. So they are basically having branches in Pune as well, or this is the mainly located there?
It's mainly located in Pune, sir.
All right. Okay, great. So new location. I think in terms of what from what you explored so much about IT, you would
Yes,
know that it's a lot focused on Pune in recent times. But yeah, you had Pune, Hyderabad, bit of Bangalore, right? So that is anyways. So we'll take that at a step because it's while you had that kind of a structure going forward.
yeah,
There's a lot that newcomers and prospective aspirants are looking for in terms of some direction. So if you are saying it's generally you had an inkling towards IT as well, right? It was not just data science. Data science happened later,
yes, sir.
right? Okay, so you were pretty clear that you wanted to learn programming.
Yes, sir. Like I had a touch with programming during my engineering. At the third year and fourth year, I used to take C and C++ electives. So where where I had learned like common C++ and C programming. So and
Okay,
also I had a touch with Python as well. So like that's how I like Python was
right.
easy, sir.
Okay, so nothing was new to you. You found Python relatively
Yeah,
simple to handle.
yeah,
Okay, and this was in terms of because we do have most of your colleagues who were learning at the institute, you would have noticed all coming from a non-technical background, and there was that part where you start from the basics. How much of coding is used when you get to ML, when you get to AI? Can you talk about that?
yes, sir. Coding in the sense, like there will be a basics. You don't have to go through data structures and algorithms, learn all the sorting algorithms and whatever there is in computer science. The basics of Python is enough. Learn like basics Python's data structures, and if you want, you can go for object-oriented programming. Like you have to learn object-oriented programming. It's a must and should. Like if you are going for a data scientist role, like coding is a must. So I think you can go for object oriented programming, learn basics of Python, and yeah, learn skikit, learn for machine learning, numpy, pandas. I think basics are enough, sir. You don't have to go for advanced level of programming.
Okay, all right. And this is something that you picked up basically over a period of time. So a few months is was sufficient in terms of
Yes, sir. Yeah, at first they started Python programming when I joined DataMites. I think within a 1 or 2 weeks I got a hold of it.
right. Sorry. So okay, and when we look at your idea of using all these techniques, and collectively there was a little towards the end when once you complete your ML modules as well. So how much was of that was relevant because you later on you went towards your interviews and you said there were a lot of rejections, right? And we
Yes,
we we, we get that a lot in terms of how freshers approach interviews, and it's kind of a whole new world because you're also making a transition.
sir.
So what was your experience with the first of these with these series of interviews? What were your takings?
Okay. Okay, so like after my clearing of mock interview, they gave me like multiple companies, and I applied for it. So it's like most of my rejections are like I was not shortlisted for the interview itself, interview or assessment. That was the first one. Uh,
Right.
After that, I got a opportunity for the Python developer role in Bangalore. Yeah, it was I cleared first two rounds, and the last round was supposed to be a coding round. So I was supposed to clear the coding within certain minutes. Like it was a simple one, but I couldn't clear it in a limited
That
time
time.
what they provided to me. So like I was rejected there. Then after that, I got I like multiple rejections are in. like doing assessments and assignments. Like if I got shortlisted for a company, they used to give me some assignment. I used to do, I have to do it within a certain period of time, and based upon like how I do it, they will go for the next round. So that's so one of the companies was to give us a very good package. The
Okay.
assignments were like they were in a very advanced level. Like as a beginner, like we couldn't do it. Okay, and then
Right.
I got a opportunity with some in a big company in Bangalore. They called me for a face-to-face interview, so I went there. They
Okay.
asked me regarding Python programming, statistics, basic machine learning, regression, classification, and most of all, they asked me about my projects, what I did in my projects, like how did I approach my projects, and the basic questions were regarding my project itself. If I doing if I tell them that I did a regression projects, they'll be asking me about regression concepts, like what are the evaluation metrics used in regression, what are the algorithms used in regression, and how did you do the regression project, like what are the pre-processing steps, feature engineering, and
Okay.
scaling, and what are the algorithms that I used. And if I tell like decision trees, random forest, they will be asking about what is random forest, hyperparameters of random forest, like how is random forest used in my project, like which is the best model that you got from your project.
The
Like
bulk of it was centered on your projects only.
yes, sir. It was mainly centered on my projects. Like they won't be going out of topic, asking suddenly regarding like XG boost or light GBM. They won't be asking like that. It's like first of all they will ask me like what are the projects that you did, uh,
Right.
which is your best project, like which project that you want to explain to me. So like based upon your explanation, they will be going forward with the next questions.
Follow-up questions.
Yeah, and regression. They asked me about regression classification projects, but they also asked me about natural language processing and generative AI, which I didn't know about it, like NLP and generative AI. So
Okay.
because of that, I was rejected. So like after my rejection, I went through NLP, basic concepts of natural language processing, generative AI. I learned about transformers, natural language. In NLP, I learned about vectorization, embedding, and
Okay.
did some projects regarding sentiment analysis, text classification, and hugging face, fine-tuning hugging face models, like fine-tuning BERT and Roboto models for sentiment analysis,
Okay.
classification. And also in interview, they asked me some statistical concepts, uh, like uh, uh, test chi-square test, and chi-square test, and yeah, some basic t test, like that. So like also they asked me some advanced concepts in the statistics also, which I was not able to answer during the interview. So like after my interview, after my rejection, I went through all the concepts, gained some knowledge regarding that. So after that, I tried my own, I tried my own, applied for companies through my
Okay.
own, referrals, and applied through Naukri and other job hosting websites. One company was from Hyderabad. It was a big company, and it was regarding AI engineer and reinforcement learning, some concept. They were hiring for freshers.
Okay.
I did well for the first round of interview. And the second round of interview, like they asked me like some advanced concepts, like they asked me regarding whether I did some chatbots, whether I know about RAG, LLMs, and reinforcement learning, which I had no idea about it.
Right.
So yeah, again one more rejection. So yeah, after that, like I went through all the concepts again. If I'm not able to answer those questions, I used to, like after my rejection, I used to sit and learn some basics regarding that. Yeah, like keeping up with
Keeping up with the
rejections,
relate this
my failures.
resolve. Right.
Yes, sir. And after that rejection, like I lost hope. This many rejections, not able to shortlist for a company interviews. Uh, and yeah, but I didn't give my I didn't let my thoughts like overcome my
You
my
don't give
like
up.
my dream. My
Right.
dream is to land a job. So like I didn't give up. I tried hard, applied for companies. So this company, it came in January,
Uh-huh.
Shyena Tech Yarns. So it was supposed to be an offline interview. So I had to go to Pune from Bangalore. So I went to Pune, and I gave a assignment for, like, not assignment, it's assessment, it's a test.
Okay.
I gave a test for test to that company by going to Pune. So after that, they wanted me to come again for offline interview, but thanks to DataMites Pat team, they requested me for an offline, for an online interview, because I'm not from Pune, like I'm from Bangalore. So yeah, I got an online interview. Like first two rounds, they asked me about my regarding my projects,
Right.
the projects that I've did. They asked me about NLP, generative AI. So like, yeah, like my past rejections, it taught me to, gain some knowledge regarding NLP and generative AI. So based upon that, I had a clear understanding of NLP and generative AI. So whatever the questions they asked me, I
Uh-huh.
used to answer all of them. And yeah, like after the final interview, they asked me regarding my projects also. Yeah, and I answered everything, and finally I got the offer letters.
Okay. All right. Very extensive in terms of your process. I think yeah, after that's something that rejections do to you, right? You're
Yes, ma'am.
always looking to pick up on the tiny things that you have missed out on. Yeah, part of the process, and I think eventually um, something that we do recommend is to research about that company and find out what projects you're going to work on. I guess you had already some idea about what you'll be doing.
Uh,
Have you joined already?
no, sir, no, sir. My
Okay.
joining date is on Monday. I have to join.
Okay. You're right now in the process yet to travel to Pune, or you are there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. And we have quite a few questions for you. I think it's a bunch of them. So yeah, many people interested. Your advice for aspirants who are struggling to get a job. I think he's pretty much summarized his journey in terms of the struggle and that you really have to keep trying hard. Okay. And in terms of the latest developments, that's the nature of data science. You have a lot of research going on, a lot of latest algorithms coming up, techniques coming up with NLP, with computer vision. So yeah, a bit of that does help, and your conceptual understanding has to be quite strong. So one is in terms of the content. Yeah, talk to us about your preparation, Shreenidhi. When you study, how many hours do you put in a day?
Usually, I put around 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours of study, sir. Like after finishing class. Sometimes me and my friends, we used to go to DataMites office. We used to sit and learn together. Uh, and during my internship, we used to go to DataMites office. We used to sit and work together. If we had any doubts, we used to discuss. If they had problems, I used to solve it. If they had problems, so if I had problems, they used to solve my problems. Like that, like how the learning process went. Like
Right.
usually 2 to 3 hours. Like 2 to 3 hours is enough, but I used to go for 3 to 4 hours of learning. Look,
Okay.
especially recalling whatever you learned and practicing. So it's an important thing. So coding is a must and should. You have to
Okay.
practice coding. Without coding, like there's no hope. Like I will be hired as a AI or ML engineer or a data scientist. Coding is a must and should. I used to practice coding a lot. Even though I had some touch with coding, but I used to learn some advanced concepts as well. Advanced codings. I used to go to hackathon, and like I tried some some like challenges, like coding
Tasks
challenges
there,
and things.
right?
But yeah, I used to do some challenges, but most of all, it was I couldn't do it. It was a learning process, so
Right.
that's how it is.
Yeah, and also with coding, just for the newcomers as well, in terms of how you approach something. It's not always about arriving at the solution. You will get there,
Yes, sir.
but it's the thought process that you follow, and typically you will develop your own style in terms of the approach, right? So the more you practice, the better you get a grasp on it.
Yeah.
Um, was there any kind of help from the PAT team for resume building?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they helped me a lot. At first, after my completion of mock interview, just whatever the knowledge I had during my as a mechanical engineer, I sent some resume with some adding some details, but it was not at all suitable for applying for IT companies. So PAD team helped me a lot. They sent me a template, resume template. Like based upon that, I just modified my resume. And
Okay.
also, I look for in LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn will get a lot of help, like resume builders. Sometimes big employees they'll be posting their resume in the LinkedIn. So I used to refer it, and I modified my resume according to that.
Okay. Wonderful. And how many interviews, right? Supriya wants to know how many interviews have you attended until now?
Okay. Uh,
Is there a number?
so it's more than like majority of the interviews. I think it's like face-to-face interviews I attended around five.
Okay.
It was all rejections. Like this is the sixth one. So where I
Okay.
got accepted. So like majority of the rejections were in doing assignments and test, taking an
Okay.
online test. So that's where my like most of the rejections are. If I count that, that will be more than 10
Okay.
assignments, assessments.
And what would you say? I think each of these were different roles, right? In some sense.
Yes, sir.
Was there any topic or question that was frequently asked in these? That's a part of the that question.
Yes, sir. I'll go for the face-to-face interviews. I'll take the face-to-face interviews exam. So at first they will be, yeah, like I mentioned, they'll be asking about regarding your projects. If you whatever the projects you're done, like let's say you're done a CNN project, convolution neural network project. So based upon that, they'll be asking questions. What is CNN? So what is activation function? So what is a kernel window? What is a stride? What is pooling? So based upon that, based upon your projects, they'll be asking questions
Okay.
regarding
All
that.
right. So yeah. So typically, yeah. Just to summarize that, I think he's been talking about the projects
Yes, sir.
um, generally, and whatever you pick towards the end of your program, once the you enter your internship stage, those projects become a very important part of your interview processes and preparing in terms of how well you have done on the projects and on being able to answer those questions, right? That's something that they expect very strongly.
Yes,
That's also where the PAT team helps out in terms of structuring your projects and putting them across, because that is the core of your resume as well, right? As a document.
yes, sir.
Um, so Prince wants to know if there is any segment of data science that was confusing at any rate.
Yes, sir. It was yeah, NLP, natural language processing, and also at first when learning deep learning, it was very confusing. Like learning machine learning algorithms, and suddenly you're shifting to deep learning.
Right.
It was very difficult. And learning deep learning algorithms like CNN, RNN, it was very difficult. And also you have to learn NLP as well. It was very confusing. And generative AI, which is a lot more confusing. So like I
Okay.
had to go through a lot of struggles, and I learned a lot of them.
Okay. So it's yeah, that's a bit of a process. And when we look at data science, there are core things that become the focus first, and yes, eventually AI engineer as a whole takes on the other modules as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, okay. Was that something that you had also covered AI expert, Srinidhi?
What, sir?
Had you completed CDS and AI as well, or it was
No, sorry, it was only CDS,
it was
certified
CDS?
data
Oh,
scientist.
gotcha. All right. Um, yeah, Gayatri wants to know. I think it's generally okay. I think I can take that in terms of how long it takes to get placed. I would not focus on the non-tech background. So that's really the majority of those candidates who pass out from the institute, and 80 to well, from the institute, it's about 90 to 95% who come from a non-tech background, and they pick up from there, right? So it's not about that. Um, what they really will look to understand is how well you have grasped your concepts, how much you are in touch in terms of the latest happenings. So a bit of networking, a bit of being in touch with the happenings in the world of data science, AI becomes important. And yeah, it does vary. Once you start off towards the end of your projects, there are those who have got almost immediate client offers, and those who have gone through a few processes, and that rigor is something that is only going to help you in the long run, okay, in terms of figuring out better opportunities, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that becomes a starting point. And Pooja wants to know what all. Yeah, so details of companies are something that you can get from the PAT teams, and your counselors, relationship managers will guide you on that. There are also, on a regular basis, we do have career fairs that are held. So the idea of which companies coming through um, is something you can get there. That is a list that keeps getting updated, right? So it's an active group of professionals working on that. Okay. How to prepare after the course? Sushmita wants to know.
Okay. How to prepare after the course?
What
Like,
she wants to know about the projects basically. Could you
okay.
sort of reflect your
Like you'll be working in a team. You'll be like, if you want, you can take your friends with you. Like it will be a 4 or 5 people in a team. You'll be given some list of projects from the DataMites team. You can select whatever projects that you want to work on. So take those projects, work thoroughly on it. Like we took some classification project, regression projects, and CNN convolution neural network project. So like whatever it is interesting for us, we used to take it, and we used to work very hard on it. uh, we used to sit in DataMites office. Like we are not doing everything in our PG or in home. We used to come to DataMites office. We used to sit together. We used to learn how to do the project. So if we get doubts, we used to clarify each other. I think most of the helps you will get in internet itself. Internet, there is chat GPT. If you're not able to get the proper code or proper meaning for something that you don't know, so that's how we did all our projects. That is.
wonderful. All right, great. Good to know, Srinidhi. I think we are looking at yes, Prince, that this is something that you can definitely pick up if you are from a mechanical background. I think Srinidhi comes from that area as well. So yeah, it's definitely an option. Um, what is the depth of mathematical knowledge? We want to take that. How much maths is required for data science?
um Basic maths is enough, sir. We don't have to go for advanced one. Basic maths, like basic I think basic calculus, like no, calculus is not like it's required, but a basic calculus or differentiation or basic mathematics,
From
it's
your high school level.
yeah, it's enough, sir.
Right. Okay. And yeah, so those who are switching from a career, I think Srinidhi is one of those examples who made that transition. And if you come from a healthcare background or from any other backdrop, I think that domain knowledge is something that you can carry forward. Okay, so there may be projects that Srinidhi comes across, for example, that are more to do with manufacturing, with production, and he'll be able to add some value because of his domain understanding, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
there's always that amalgamation. You're kind of mixing up these disciplines, and there is a lot that you can do with analytics and data science from there, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this is a very insightful conversation, Srinidhi, and thank you so much for being with us today and for all that you have done up to this point. That hard work will take you forward. So yeah, keep learning, and wish you all the very best for the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, bye bye.
Thank you.